Okay, hold down display and true apparent buttons together for 12 seconds. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's interesting.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
So we're in Marina Bay here with my buddy Wayne. Say hi, Wayne.
Hi.
And we're going to do some work on the Bristol Channel Cutter Odyssey today. So we're going to do some filming, and we'll give you guys a view of how to get somebody up to the top of the mast on a BCC. And when there's a choice of a skinny guy going up the mast or a fat guy going up the mast, we always choose the skinny guy.
Oh, that guy wanted to go up.
Right, I got fireflies left and right.
So here's a nice shot of Wayne's cherub dinghy sitting on the foredeck here on his chocks. Let me step back here and you can get a better view of this. See how it fits in with the coach roof. So for you BCC fans, here's kind of an interesting delta. Wayne has got his cherub sitting on top of the bowsprit in between the Samson posts. Let me go up a little bit higher, you can see this. And so overall the dinghy sits a little bit higher in this configuration, and I'm going to compare this to the Galatea, which is right in the slip next door here, to see how they've got their dinghy set up. So here on the Galatea, the cherub is aft of the bowsprit, so the bowsprit has been cut. The anchor windlass is covered there just forward of the dinghy. The profile of the dinghy, it sits much lower over that forward hatch. And on the stern of the cherub, the blocks are in towards the center of the dinghy, as opposed to on the corners of Wayne's boat. You can get a better view here. All right, so we're working on the Odyssey today. We're gonna set Wayne up in the bosun's chair and hoist him up to the top of the mast. He's having some issues with his wind instruments, so he's going to check the wiring on that. He's also going to take some measurements. He's thinking about adding mast steps all the way up to the top of the mast. Currently he has mast steps that go up to the spreaders. And I'll show you a detail on those in a second here. So we'll talk a little bit about hoisting somebody up aloft and some safety features around doing that. I was actually hoping, I have a top climber which is set up so that an individual can hoist yourself up on a halyard. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it this morning, so instead we're going to use the old-fashioned bosun's chair, and we'll show you how we set that up. All right, so
here's the mount.
Yeah, so what are you going to do to get set up to go up the top of the mast?
Okay, well, the main halyard, we'll use that. So we got to click that. I've got to get my bosun's chair, and then I'll throw a safety line around that in case the guy pulling me up messes up with the winch and will come straight
So when
down.
you say a safety line, you're going to tie a line around the mast?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if I fall, I'll only fall until it hits the first set of spreaders.
I see.
And then
Okay, so
that's
when you
the-
get above the spreaders, you're going to put that around the around the
I'm
mast.
going to walk up to the spreaders on the mast.
Yeah.
sticks.
And normally when I go up, I usually like to have a second halyard tied on to
Right.
the bosun's chair.
To haul stuff up. Or,
Well-
as a safety.
Yeah, as a safety, yeah.
Well, we could do that or not. This thing going around is enough.
Yeah.
I don't always trust the person, so I'm hugging the mast most of the time. All right.
Okay, Wayne, so what's the game plan? Lay out what you've got going here.
Okay, so the goal is to get the anemometer and wind direction to start reading. I'm not sure if this is the solution or not, but I think there's some contacts up in the top that may be corroded. So here's the bosun's seat. I'll get that on.
It looks well used.
Oh, it's pretty old. Hopefully it's not too old. So there. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've used this, but let's see if I can figure out how this clips on. That fat guy must have used this last time. I don't know.
Again, if you have the choice between the skinny guy or the fat guy going up the mast, always pick the skinny guy,
Yeah.
unless you're using a powered winch.
Yeah. Okay, here's my little, this is the sack for it, but that's going to hold the other crap. And it's
Okay.
going to be my safety line that's going to...
All right, so what's in that bag? What are you bringing up there?
Well, some contact cleaner. I'm going to clean the spreaders while I'm up there.
Okay.
And hopefully, let me throw this wrench in there as well. Hopefully, so this will solve the problem. I think we got about a 50-50 chance of actually making some progress here.
And the blue strap is your safety
That
strap.
one's going to go around the mast and then hook back in here, and I'll just work it up as we go up.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
the halyard's going to pull here. Let's
Okay.
go up there and we'll...
How about this line here? What are you using
Yeah,
this
I
line
guess
for?
We need that line. Well, I put that bucket in there. Somebody advised me that I may not be thinking ahead well enough to take everything that I need, so...
It's based on personal experience, man.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go do it.
You're putting the main halyard on there. You sure you're
Yeah.
clear above? You're clear of all the
Yeah.
lines?
And let me just do a squat test. So.
Okay, and do you rely on the shackle, or do you tie a bowline?
What do you mean on this?
Yeah,
Well, this is a bowline tied to the shackle. So
I know, but you're okay with relying on the shackle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 20 years old. It's before.
Okay, so you're doing a load test.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, it's jabbing me in the side because my shirt isn't this.
No, wait, you gotta go on the backside, right? Spreaders.
Yeah, but first I gotta get up here. I have to go around. And it's coming around this side here, yeah. Okay, I gotta get above the mat. Okay, and I do need it. Well, I can still put it, I guess. There it goes. Okay. Hold on.
You got WD-40 on you?
No, that's good.
Well, you're a representative. So
Alright, so there's the main halyard winch setup that I use just to hoist Wayne up. And I can tell you, even though he's a skinny guy, it was pretty tough. It took some effort. I can't imagine Wayne's wife Karen doing that. And there's Wayne all the way up there at the top. He's got the wind indicator off. Say hi, Wayne.
Hey.
So here's a detail of these mast steps that Wayne uses. They're aluminum.
Aluminium.
Only if you're South African do you say that.
Oh, British.
And so then those fold up and lock down in place to offer a low profile where lines can't get hung up on them.
Yeah. Set.
Okay, so we went up to the top of the mast to try to look at the wiring on the wind indicator, and Wayne cleaned off the contacts, make sure that the wire itself looked to be intact, plug was okay, and he cleaned it, and yet the wind indicator is still not working. These are Raymarine instruments. So we're gonna have to do some troubleshooting. So what are your plans here to test this thing out?
Well, we're going to do there's a function for resetting the whole thing, and we'll do a system reset. I think, you know, I think the bottom line is Ray's going to have to come out here and figure this out. If your name isn't Ray, you're kind of screwed.
And you have depth sounder, speedo, wind instruments. What other instruments do you have?
Oh, that's it, and that chart plotter, and the autopilot. Yeah.
And the radar.
Right, and the radar.
And is everything tied into what, NEMA 2000? Is that right?
I think all the Ray stuff is. The radar isn't tied into anything.
Okay.
The radar is pretty old. It's a Furuno anyway.
Yeah.
That it would tie in. All right, let me get the other book. Showing the frustration of boat ownership, but you know, it's a problem-solving platform. So here's all the sequence of buttons to push to do various things on there, and we're going to go to factory defaults. So we'll see.
You know, it's amazing to me how complicated boats actually are. I mean, they're 100 times more complicated than a house. You know, I mean, seriously, it's like a combination of a house, a car, an RV. I mean,
yeah. Well, I sailed a long way without this stuff.
Yeah, but it's definitely nice to have.
It's nice to know the wind speed, and you know, I can put my finger up and feel the wind direction.
Well, plus on the autopilot, you can set a wind angle
right.
with the wind instruments working.
Right.
Because the autopilot is tied into the NEMA 2000 network.
Okay. Hold down display and true apparent buttons together for 12 seconds. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's interesting. Yeah, right.
When all else fails, call the experts.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that's real good to know. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, you know, maybe just talking to you, we scared the bejeebies out of the instrument because we were going to have a professional look at it, and it decided it didn't want to see you. Yeah. All right. All right, thanks a lot. Did you get the comment about the two brilliant guys who fixed this thing?
Okay, so Wayne has a new feature on his boat. Why don't you walk us through
The boat's
it?
never done. There's always things to add, and this is the latest addition. It's a trolley seat. And there it is in its folded down position. And you pop that baby up, and it's a place to sit. So you could actually sit and work on stuff at the chart table, or you can put your shoes on and off.
So
And then to let it down, you just reach in here, punch it in. There it goes. Isn't that sweet?
open that up again. I want to see the hinge on that.
Yeah, it's all bronze. So you actually push it back to release it, and then it comes down.
And where did you get that at?
You know, a friend of mine found them on eBay, and they were selling 2 of them, and real good price. Port Townsend Foundry up in Port Townsend makes them, and they're like 120, 150 bucks.
Now you had.
I got it for 40.
You had a binocular holder.
Yeah. The
mounted
binoculars
there.
have moved into the locker there.
Okay, and so how did you? So you just patch the screw holes?
Yeah, the screw holes are patched, so it's nice.
And the seat itself, did you make the seat?
Yeah, it's just teak, and it's 10 inch. I think it's 10 3/4 or something.
Uh-huh.
That's because I wanted to make sure this
The
still
table cleared,
cleared it like it's supposed to. So yeah, but it's plenty big.
Yeah, it's nice.
Unless you have a real fat butt.
Like me, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, you can center yourself on it.
Yeah, but that is a nice thing, especially when you're cooking in the galley.
Yeah, right. You could put this up and sit here and do work.
Oh, that's a great.
It's a nice little
Yeah.
seat for the table here.
That's a nice feature, yeah.
Yeah,
And you say you use it to tie your shoes?
that's what I've been using it for. Put my shoes on in the morning. There you go. It's great.
Good.
Roger Olson in his book mentions that he met a German couple in Nukahiva, and they had been having some local people out to their boat for dinner, and they put him in their inflatable to go back because it was getting dark, and the guy wanted to get back before dark. And as they were going to the shore, one of the sharks in the lagoon reached up and punched a hole in their inflatable.
No way.
Yeah. And then he said they turned around to go back, and it was on the other side, and they're beating on it with the oar, and scared it off.
On the shark?
Yeah,
And that's a true story.
that's a true story according to Roger. And that was his kind of yin and yang between a hard dinghy and an inflatable. That there are some
Because a shark
disadvantage- Well,
because a shark bit the inflatable
Yeah.
and blah blah blah.
more likely the reef would bite your inflatable, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you got your clock back up.
Yeah. Nice, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put belaying pins right here, and then all these lines will tie off them, and they won't slap around at night.
So that'll be a piece of wood between your shrouds with pins on them to be able to tie the halyards off of the mast. So we're looking at a wooden boat here. Wayne is thinking about putting belaying pins on Odyssey to tie the halyards off the mast. And so he's taking a look at how this is actually.
Yeah, look from the top. You can see it's there's a little piece of wood cut out and then held back in by those 4 bolts.
Boat that we're looking at the belaying pins on. It's beautiful. It was built when?
15 years ago.
Oh, so it's fairly new then.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Yeah, It's a nice shape.
I think it's a John Atkins design. But I don't know.
Beautiful.
Row over there. There's a lot of traditional boats over there.
There's a Westsail sitting right there.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Some guy built that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
That was your old boat?
That's the old boat.
Uh,
It's had 3 different names since I had it, but
oh man, so we got to walk over there and hear the whole story.
I don't know what the story. Changed it by the years.
So we're looking at a Westsail 32. It has the Mark II deck on it, which was the newer deck. And this is actually a boat that Wayne built from a hull and deck. So not only did this guy build this Westsail 32 from a hull and deck, but he built the Bristol Channel Cutter Odyssey from a hull and deck. So he did it twice.
There's my next project on the other side.
Yeah, we'll go over and take a look. So these boats, I think the last Westsail came off the line, what, about 78, 79? These are boats that you can pick up on the used market for, you know, $30,000, $40,000. It's with the right rigging and sails. The boat sails well. 3 of these just competed in the was it in the Pacific Cup or in the single-handed Transpac, and did quite well. And it's a great boat. I had a buddy that lived aboard one of these back in the late 70s, and we did a lot of sailing on his boat.
But if you're not careful.
And this is a good example. So between the Mark II and the Mark I's, because right next door here is an old Mark I. So here's the Mark I, and this boat is a disaster. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the growth on the bottom of this boat.
No longer floating. It's probably growth at the bottom.
It's been pretty much abandoned. We call it a lichen boat because it's got lichens growing on the deck.
It's sad.
Somebody is paying berth rent on this boat. Who would be paying berth rent on this boat and not here to take care of it? And here we have some more belaying pins here. Wayne is checking out.
Yeah.
And again, so this is the Mark I deck, and there's the Mark II deck, so you can see the softer lines on it. I think they actually, on the Mark IIs, they carried the cabin a little bit further forward. Yep. But, oh, it's so sad to see this Westsail sitting here just disintegrating in the water. Somebody's dreams are dashed here. And then here's Wayne's old boat. When did you sell this boat, Wayne?
I don't know. 79, 80.
79 or 80, okay. A nicely set up Valiant 40. You can see the monitor vane here, hydraulic backstay, bimini. Well set up. This is an older version of the Valiant 40. I think the new one is called the Valiant 42. It has a different deck mold. So this is the kind of the original deck on it. It's very nicely set up.
Hey, good.
Big Rockna 25 on here.
Yeah, looks like it's open again.
So here's a pretty impressive Pacific Sea craft. I think it's the 34. Well outfitted here. It's like he's got a self-tacker track up here for the jib. Looks like he's got the jib off right now. Nicely set up, running backs. He has a jibe control on the boom. Stern-wise, he's got his radar set up on the backstay. He has a wind generator, solar panel, monitor vane on the stern. He's got it well set up here. It's always fun walking the docks and seeing boats. Looks like he's got a diesel heater down below. Nice clean foredeck. Okay, so we're going through the archaeology of fiberglass sailboats. This is like one of, I think, probably the first fiberglass sailboats ever made in production. This is a Rawson 30. This boat probably dates back to the early 60s, you think, Wayne?
Yep. Check out the cockpit.
So it's a bulletproof boat. This boat, they didn't know you know, what layup schedules should be and how boats would survive with fiberglass hulls. And so they just overbuilt them. I mean, I bet the layup schedule on this boat, it's probably 2 inches thick in fiberglass around the keel area. It's massively built. You could run this thing into a glacier and you're probably going to be okay. And this guy, whoever owns this boat, loves this boat. It's well maintained, nice, pretty painted hull. He's done a lot of work on this boat. Hard dodger, wind generator. So somebody loves this boat. And if you're sailing like 90 degrees or lower on the wind, it's a great sailing boat. It's kind of a Saturday with two guys knocking around on boats.
Trying to fix stuff.
70%
successful.
Looking at other boats on the dock. It's always fun to do that. So hopefully you enjoyed our Saturday morning.
3 blind mice spin